Got the bike back last night. What do you think? Put it on eBay, raise some money for someone. Sunflower update, they are starting to flower. I think middle of the week, or maybe even Tuesday, they will be in I don't know, 50% bloom, and then they'll probably be 100% the week after, and then be like that for probably 3 to 4 weeks. Still undecided whether I've got the time or the energy to open it as a maze. A lot of the infrastructure is still here from last year, just needs a bit of a clean up. It's just sorting out the staffing levels. We could mow the path, that's pretty easy. Or do we just mow a path through it and just have it free, and you just leave a donation when you come. The only thing is I could do with making some money out of it myself, because it's obviously nearly 20 acres of sunflowers, although 10 didn't actually grow because of the dry weather. Yeah, I just don't know really what to do. Part of me hasn't got the energy to do it. This harvest has all come at once now. We've got rape still to cut, we've got bill spring barley just round the corner, and we've got wheat going on as well. First year I did this, it was before harvest when the sunflowers came out, and no one had anything to do, and it was a roaring success. Last year it took up a lot more time and effort and clashed with harvest. This year it's going to clash even more. But there's a value in that field. I could make some money for charity, I could make some money for myself, but it's just how I do it. Do the same format, or do I flip it on its head and do it a different way? Answers below. I could always just put a fungicide on it and combine them for the seed. This was supposed to be the second field of sunflowers. They didn't grow. Slugs, pigeons, dry weather, everything went against them. Then we come and drilled it with buckwheat. Nothing happened with the buckwheat until now. We've had some rain, and now you can see it in the rows. So this is it. It's kind of like it's got a leaf a little bit like a set of playing cards, spade. But that's coming up nicely, and that'll flower as well in probably about a month, to be honest. So that'll be good for the bees, because the beehives are sort of over there. But yeah, a bit of a scruffy looking field now. Just been up the road to drop something off next door, and 173 miles the Corvus has done already. So pretty surprised how much we've used it. I know there's a little bit of novelty factor for the first week or so, but it is quite handy for just nipping about with different things and not, you know, throwing stuff in the back rather than wrecking my car or whatever. And we don't have a pickup. You could have a pickup, but then obviously they cost twice as much as these things do now, because pickups aren't cheap anymore. It's eerily quiet for a Sunday. I was going to put some fertiliser on the summer barley, but it's a little bit breezy. I could put liquid fertiliser on that would act a bit quicker. The problem with doing that is I've got a bag of urea that had dropped when I unloaded the wagon, and we're moving it around the yard gingerly on a pallet, so I could do with getting rid of it, if you will. So it's forecast rain tomorrow morning. So if that's the case, we'll throw the bag in and we'll actually spread it in the rain, so it's washed in and working straight away, because it is quite warm. The soil temperature is probably up there, and also the temperature from the sun. There's a tiny bit of drizzle, but not really enough to wash it in. So that's probably a plan for tomorrow morning. But most of the tractors are tucked up in the shed. It seems weird to be sort of like normally harvest would be in full swing, but because it's been so relentless for the last few weeks and a bit of a dodgy day today, there's no straw ready because obviously it rained yesterday. We've had just over 15 mil of rain in the last sort of 48 hours, which is great for the beans. They're just about starting to sort of, they were like dying off because they were droughted out anyway. They've just sort of greened up a little bit and got going, as well as the neighbours' potatoes. They were all like drooping down. You can see the drills, whereas now they're all stood back up again. So hopefully the water's just come just in time for them. The wheat's knackered though. The wheat's yield was set weeks and weeks ago, which is a bit of a shame. But that's farming anyway. Hopefully dries up next week. We can get a lot more wheat cut. Just analysing the wheat that we had on the grind floor yesterday. I forgot to show you because it was too hot to measure. Anyway, slight issue with it, because if you look at this now, you will see when it warms up. It says it's too low. It says it's 6.42 to 8, between 6.42 and 8%. Chester's just jumped on that chair and he jumped on it. He's like spinning around. Fortunately, I didn't get the camera out quick enough, but he's a bit confused. It's really tricky drying grain on drying floors, because Chester, get out! Because what happens is you basically force the moisture up, so for a certain amount of time the top of the grain actually ends up wetter than it was when you put it in, because you're drying from the bottom to the top. Stirrers would be ideal, but they're quite expensive and they can get in the way when you're not using them. But this, we thought, well, my dad thought they could leave it another one more night, blowing it with some hot air. Anyway, it's too much now, it's nearly 8%. But it doesn't matter, because what it means is when we next go cutting, we might go and cut, say, like at 22, 23%, as soon as it's sort of will fit to go through the combine. Then we just blend it together. So we'll take out like a bucket full of this and a bucket full of what we tip next door, maybe where the sprayer is, and then put it through the batch dryer, which cleans all the rubbish out of it, lifts the bushel weight, and then just blend it really. And in that way then we'll end up with something that's sort of like 14, 15% moisture for storing and saleable. So we've not really dried it. We have dried it too much, but it's not been a waste, because it just means that the next stuff we cut is a faster process. It's not going to be tipped down and dried, and it means that we've also not got to wait for it to be 15% as well, because we do put everything through the dryer, because it cleans it, you see. So that's this week's job, blending for the next few days. Chester's been helping me with the birthday bumper. This is it. It's massive, so I can't read them all out, but sorry to Harry, because I missed you off yesterday and it is today. A couple from different countries as well. I'm not sure of the pronunciation, so I won't say it, but there they all are. And the guy, I think Stephen Oates, is from Australia. So happy birthday everyone on there, and anyone else whose birthday it is today. I like it when it's a big birthday bumper, because it means that we've raised even more for the air ambulance. We're currently at £6,540. That's without the stuff that we've been putting on eBay for them, which is brilliant. Lots of people are saying and sending me pictures. Well, in fact, actually, lots of people keep sending me that black Merlot backing off a wagon. I've seen it loads and loads of times, so thanks for that anyway, but I don't need it anymore. But yeah, lots of people are sending me things like brushes and cleaning attachments, or maybe a concrete sort of float thing. They're all fine. The problem is the biggest roof, which you can see a picture of now, in fact both of them, it's 50 feet from the top to the bottom, and where it's in the valley, it's not that easy with something with a handle on, because you'd have to keep unscrewing the handle or telescoping it in. It is doable, don't get me wrong, but it's something to do that with all the poles and everything is far more expensive than that little tractor, if it would have worked. But we'll persevere. We might try it, like I say, with a mat and a piece of wood and just a load of baler twine. Use the tractor to run the baler twine out. Cherry picker either end, backwards and forwards with that. See how that works. Obviously, it's got to be done in the rain that way around. The other ways, you've got to pump water, and it's supposed to be deionized water. So you've either got to have a machine to make it like that, or buy it, which is obviously expensive. So if we can do it in the rain, it's even better. And we can't really go combining or baling in the rain. So maybe this is the time of year that we need to get on with it, because this is the time of year we get the most sun as well. Anyway, that is all for today. I am going to go out for the day now, because it's not fit to do anything really productive. Going out is not that easy. We've got a pram in the boot. We've got the car seat there, and we've got the dog cage, and the dog's coming with us. We're going to try and fit the dog cage in the back, or put a seat up in the back for Charlotte, Olivia to sit in the back. Are you in? Just. Right, let's go. Let's fold that back.
Save me.
Chester's in. Put with bottles of water. Just put James in. And we're going.
Don't forget me. I'm in here as well.
So, an hour and 11 minutes later than planned, we are now setting off. 3 times we locked the house. 3 times we had to go back in. First time we forgot a bottle. I went and got the bottle, then forgot, so because I ended up eating chocolate. So I had to go back in again. Then the dog decided to be sick. So then we had to clean that out.
Which I told Charlotte.
So now we're leaving. So instead of leaving at 12, we're leaving at 11 minutes. 12 minutes past 1. So now we've just blocked into the rose bush. Right, I'm going. Just looking around the mill. This is the cotton that used to come into Liverpool and then supply all the mills into Cheshire. It's a cotton plant. It actually smells like barley straw, I think. It's a bale of cotton.
Yeah, but that's just
this. See it here? Look at James looking at the camera. Yeah, so cotton smells like straw. For a gearbox. That kind of illustrates it. Look at that pinion gear. That water wheel is absolutely massive.
It's big, isn't it?
Can't even fit it on the lens. It must be 30 feet. The big cogs. There's the other side of the water wheel. There's a shaft out the water wheel that we found was cracked in 1873. So it lasted a fair while, but how'd you make one of them?
With a lot of metal and a lot of time.
Make a good weight block. There's a cotton spinning wheel, Olivia. Then they got bigger and bigger and bigger. These are all the water powered looms for making fabric. Imagine listening to that noise all day, and I thought a baler knotter was complicated, but that's nothing compared to a loom. Look at all them threads going all into one thing. Well, no, they make a rug out of that, I think. That's just one of them, but with that behind it. It's a little hydro thing there. Water comes in, spins that, looks like a turbo, drives them belts, make electric. Zoom. This is where all the water goes in under there to power the water wheel. That's it for today. That was Quarrybank Mill in the rain. Typical farmer's day out, only when it's raining. Don't forget, the real Countryfile is out now for this week. It's coming out earlier this time. Link below this video. See you later.